He didn't specify where though. Maybe it's Russia. I know he has a penchant for that area. So with this speech titled K.I.S.S, please welcome Florian Bay.
The most challenging part about the district leadership committee will be scheduling the interviews. And that's the main thing that's keeping me awake at night at the moment. Madam Toastmasters, fellow members, and most welcome guests. As chair of the district leadership committee this year, I had to do a number of things. Firstly, to put together a team of 9 people, 9 experienced people. Secondly, to inspire members from all over the district to step up into leadership and have a go at becoming a district leader next year. Thirdly, to organize an application process that would test and challenge our candidates, that we get to know a lot more about them. And last but certainly not least, organizing and scheduling what could be up to 50 interviews with various candidates. It felt like putting a square peg down a round hole. A team of 9 people, up to 50 candidates. How am I going to put the two together? Aha! Technology. Technology can do everything these days. Apps. We've got apps to do absolutely everything. I looked it up and I found that paid version of Calendly and Doodle could do that job. I would simply have everybody in the team signing up to it and using it, synchronizing the calendars, and then it would be easy. A candidate could just go on the website, they could click a slot with a time and a date, get a calendar invite, get an email, and Bob's your uncle, off you go. Everything is good to go and scheduled. It seemed just as easy as ordering something on Amazon. But it required all members of the team to synchronize their calendars with the app and make sure that they kept it updated well in advance so that there wouldn't be any clashes at all. And I'm sure you've all been there. We've all been in a situation where just something comes up at the last minute. You've got to rearrange the diary for the day, for the week has got to be thrown away. And by the way, you may have a work calendar and a personal calendar, and that just makes everything more complicated. And most people aren't governed by their calendar in the same way as I am, after all. So this solution, not really practical in a voluntary organization. Excel, my beloved spreadsheets. They know everything about me. They know how I spend my days. They know my to-do list. They even know how much money I spent in Lidl every time I shop there because I keep a weekly budget. So surely I could create a massive spreadsheet with statistics and color codes with the candidates on one hand and the interview team on the other. There'd be time slots. It will all be a match made in heaven. And I started to have a go at it. But it became obvious that I would actually need to get data to fill the spreadsheets, which would mean chasing the candidates and also chasing the members of the interview teams. And I'd noticed that whenever we were looking to organize a meeting as a team, quite often I say, Emma, John, Paul, can you please take part in the doodle poll I sent a few days ago? I'm still waiting for your answer. And I would only see, and sometimes I even have to chase again. So a spreadsheet, good in theory, but it looked like I would have to chase everybody to get their data in and put their availability in the spreadsheet. Obviously, ain't gonna work. You know, Florian, why don't you consider delegating this to the team? You put together a team of 9 people, 9 capable people. Can you start? Team told me. And maybe I'm a control freak. Maybe she's right. Maybe I could do things differently. And I decided to do things differently ahead of the team meeting where the process for scheduling the interview will be announced. I'm like, okay, I've divided everybody into sub-teams of 3, and each sub-team will be responsible for chasing some candidate and making sure that the interviews happen. I don't care how you do it, just do it. And off I went. Nobody objected. Is it all going to be all right? Am I doing this right? Why is nobody objecting? Is something wrong with this process? But a few days later, I eventually just checked on the small spreadsheet we're using to track interviews and track who the candidates were, and I saw that one of the sub team had scheduled all their interviews already. It actually was Monica's sub team, and I came to her, Monica, how did you do it? You know, Florian, you need to go back working in the corporate world because these things that seem super complicated to you, they're actually quite simple. Here's how I did it. I asked everybody in the sub team, when are you available? And then I went to the candidate and say, here's the time we're available for an interview, just fit it in. There are no alternatives. Crude, but simple and effective. And guess what? Every other team ended up replicating this approach almost to the letter. And in the end, after 2 weeks, near all the interviews were scheduled, the majority of the people were actually even interviewed themselves. It's interesting that I kind of seemingly overcomplicated what was a really simple task. It must be because I'm a scientist and I sometimes love complicated explanation and love to complicate things. And this experience taught me that I had forgotten how to kiss. Kissing is a very important skill after all. This experience taught me to reappreciate the value of a kiss, the value of keeping things simple, stupid. Madam Toastmaster.